They didn't lose the cancer patient child. They lost the healthy one.
So
Yeah,
far,
but
shit.
that reminds me so much of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Where I have a soft, hard brain, or the smooth, hard brain.
The episode about the shoes and the
Mm, mm.
fucking, you know.
And it was the
Oh my god,
janitor
yeah.
the whole time, yeah. But it
Oh my
just,
god.
I can't remember what he says. It's like, I know it's like he has a hard brain.
Oh, and they start popping off, and they're like, if you had a hard brain, you'd be like dead. I need to watch that again. Oh my god. Oh, actually, I can sit and watch it with Chris. Yeah, I'll watch it with Chris. I'll be like,
Yeah, there you go.
sure.
He's
I
gonna
don't think
ask,
he's actually.
has he ever seen your pineapple slut shirt?
No.
Okay. There's your
Right.
prerequisite. Wear the shirt. That's like your
I'm
lock the door test. Wear the shirt.
so.
If he recognizes it, you know you're perfect for each other if he knows. If he doesn't,
Oh my god.
you now have 3 seasons to watch.
Oh no. However, will I make it through more Brooklyn Nine-Nine? Like I'm going on a date with him again next week, and I'm gonna be like, so pineapple slut. Do you think? I actually like one of the last times I was at work, I actually wore that, just my pineapple sweatshirt, and I did not give a flying fuck. Everyone's like, "That's very inappropriate to be wearing." I'm like, "I work
Why?
retail, bitch." Because it says slut on it.
Oh no.
I mean,
Dude, I
literally,
when I was
fine.
I the only time I ever felt like something was I kind of agree with people that you shouldn't really be wearing that. A guy's walking around like one of the big churches in Portugal in one of the church areas, and it's a shirt that says "fuck Jesus."
Yes.
And I'm
I
sitting there
so
and I'm
here
like, and he's Portuguese, and the youngsters in Portugal, they all speak English, or almost all of them speak English. So I'm like, I know all the old people that would be upset with this. They understand the word fuck and they understand the word Jesus. So you're playing a game. They know what that shirt is. I,
I'm living for that.
I just saw it and I was like, well, that's a brave man considering like how religious Portugal is.
I mean, pioneers and all that. That's how we got to where we are.
Yeah.
Fucking. The person that complained about my slut shirt to me had literally spent about 10 minutes ranting and raving because I couldn't open the post office because it was rollover. I'm like, nothing I can do about it. So I was called every name under the sun, and I'm like, really?
Rules are
You're
rules.
It's like that. My last shift. Oh my god, I was gonna throttle that guy. 7:05 in the morning. Not even had a coffee yet. So you know what I'm like without coffee.
A
We'll
bitch,
just leave
yeah.
it at that. I'm a bitch anyway. I'm a complete cunt when it comes to not having coffee. He comes in and he tries to buy fags. It's like, oh, Embassy Gold or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, okay, so that'll be blah blah blah. And it's like, we went to pay with card, and for whatever reason, we're having issues with the card reader. And I'm just sat there like, I'm really, really sorry. The stereotypical retail bullshit of, I'm really, really sorry, blah, blah, blah. You're going to have to pay in cash, all that fun stuff. Super polite, considering it's like 7:05 in the morning and I want to like murder someone.
Yeah, that's a funny thing. Like, sorry to cut into your story, but people will treat like somebody that's working at a McDonald's at like 5 a.m. like absolute trash, or working in retail at 5 a.m. And it's like, that's a human. I don't think they enjoy getting up at that time.
No, I definitely do not.
Like from
I can
outside
tell you
looking
right
in,
now.
like if they work that that shift every time, I'm like, okay, cool, they're used to it. Knowing that shifts rotate, yeah, no, that person isn't happy that they're there at 5 a.m. They're probably covering or something stupid.
I mean, that's the thing though. Like my old work, I would be in till like 10 o'clock. I wouldn't get out till like 11 o'clock at night, and then I'd be up again at 4 o'clock in the morning to then go in and open the fucking store. I'm like, I fucking hate this. And it just got to the point where I was like snapping at everybody because I was like, nah, you're not coming in here giving me abuse.
Okay, so going back
We are.
to 7 past 5 in the morning to this
Oh,
guy
that right.
before I rudely interrupted you. Ow,
He I was like, I'm really, really sorry, blah blah blah. And he stormed out and he was like, this is a fucking joke, you're a disgrace, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, it's not my fault the card reader's not working. Gets to the door, turns around and shouts, it is my fault. I'm like, how the hell is it my fault? Being polite at this point. And he was like, because I said it is. I'm like, don't bother fucking coming back. And I was working with Friend at the time. She's up the back dealing with the papers. She just comes running down. I'm stood behind the till, like, I'm going for a fag. She's like, what the fuck just happened? Like, oh, he decided to be an absolute arsehole, and I'm like, he's banned now. He's no longer welcome in the store. And he's still banned now. I'm like, yeah, fuck you. Like that's just it though. People need to realize, like, people that work in retail, we are not doing it for the fun of it. There is no
No.
fun. There is no fun at all in retail, let me tell you that.
What? You're not you fun? Fun? How dare you have fun?
I know, right? It's like we were all having a laugh and a joke. Like me and friend went in to like try and sort out the stockroom.
Yeah.
This was like a while ago, and we found like bunny ears.
Oh fuck.
So we were all like, there was a good few pairs. So all of us decided, fuck it, we're just gonna put them on. And so we're all cutting about with the bunny ears on, putting stock out, sorting the back room, all that fun stuff.
So
And in
from
walks,
pre-Easter fever, yeah.
yeah, basically. In walks the area manager, who is a
Ooh.
notorious. She is a notorious bitch. Like, not even in a good way. She's just a flat out bitch.
Yeah.
And so next thing you see is all of us just slowly reaching up for the ears and pulling them off. And she's like, "Oh, why did you just take your ears off?" And we're like, "You came in. You know we don't like you. We know you don't like us. We also know that you don't like fun." She's like, do you really see me like that? I'm like, "Yep." I'm like, "Bitch, you ought to have fucking read the survey that I had to submit for my work." I'm like, I'm going in, and ended up like completely chewing her out. I'm like, she's fucking this, she's that, blah blah blah. She's awful. How she got the job, I'll never know. People skills, non-existent. I'm rambling. Shit. I have
Yeah,
so many
it's
horrors.
just like if you had drop names, it's just that whole set.
I
Also,
was half expecting
beep.
it. I was honestly half expecting it. I was just like, oh my god, I've got what the fuck is going on now? To be fair, if we're gonna make this PG, I would get one F bomb. The rest of the time I've been speaking, it would just be one long continuous beep.
Yeah, either that or just some weird sound. I remember it's like Mini
I,
Lad would have a dolphin noise. Uh, Filey, who does War Thunder things, says an A10 Warthog if he swears or someone swears. It's the sound of the machine gun from an A10 Warthog. The minigun. Like
oh,
this,
that.
we'll find something. We'll find something. So to all people, this is our first podcast together.
Yeah. you
Eh,
approached me, and I was like, "Oh, girl, yes,
yes.
yes, queen." I actually
Yes.
think it.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my god, yes. Do you know what makes it even worse? Like, I've got RuPaul's Drag Race on my TV right now, and I've got it paused.
That is a
I'm sitting
drinking
looking
game.
at
That is a fucking drinking game. Let's watch Drag Race. It's every time they say yeah, yeah,
our
like
honey.
yeah, honey, or yeah, or yes, you drink.
Girl, we would be dead. Straight up, we would be dead. I kind of want to do it though.
That's a New Year's game
Ooh.
where you're like, the objective is to die. So we're putting on Drag Race.
Take a shot anytime someone says
Honey,
honey.
no, yeah, honey, no.
Girl. Yes, yes, queen. Take a
Oh,
shot.
you'd
Oh
be
god,
dead.
I'd die. I'd die like halfway through fucking season 1.
That's the shot Olympics.
There's like 13 fucking seasons.
I think you need one episode for 13 seasons.
Oh no, I would go through every episode and I would die about halfway through season 1. Just that many shots. Oh, actually, I'm off shots after the last time.
Oh,
Oh,
I
that
can
was
imagine.
bad. Oh my god.
I'm
It's
not.
like
I'm not too much of a big shot drinker. I'm more of a rum, gin and tonic. A bitch, but
no comment.
yeah, it's one of those things. It's like everybody looks at it, it's like, oh, those are frou-frou drinks. Yeah, but I could
Uh-uh.
put away them Long Island iced teas, and I want to see someone keep up with me.
They might be bitch drinks, but at least they taste delicious, and a lot of them, you get a mini umbrella.
Yeah, and as well, the alcohol content is about 4 times of what a shot is. But
Well, I mean, Long
uh,
Island iced teas are technically like just straight poison. That's why they coat the glass.
yeah, and that's why I like it.
You like to run the risk of maybe poisoning yourself. Fantastic.
Yes.
Yes, Queen, we stand.
I mean
Oh,
that
fuck
makes
that.
that makes for a good segue. I was lost for a long time. Why do you think I drink Long Island iced teas? I've been
Oh my
I was
god.
lost since I was a young boy, and my parents lost me, and they replaced me with aliens. uh,
Oh my god.
do you have a
Uh,
story from when you were lost? Like ever been lost by your
uh,
parents or?
not so much by my parents, but so I had just moved to Melbourne at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously it's a new place and blah blah blah. Don't really know my way about. So I'm walking about and then I end up like on the other side of the CBD, which was like about 12 miles or something from where I was staying. Next thing you know, I'm phoning like the guy that I was staying with, and I'm like, I think I'm a little bit lost. And he was like, okay, what do you see? So I'm like, trying to fucking find something that would be like, landmarkish. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
sat there, I'm like, I can't really see much. I'm near this bagel place, so I ended up going in for a
Bagel.
bagel. Oh, so good. Fucking Five and Dime bagels. If you're ever in Melbourne, go to Five and Dime. So good.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
I'm like casually just plugging my old work as well, you know.
I got lost. Can you hire me on Eat Food?
I mean, like, it gets even better because I went in and it was this guy that ended up becoming a really good friend of mine,
Yeah.
and so we're sitting having a back and forth, blah blah blah, and next thing I know, he
You
turns up at the apartment, and I'm like, we've met. we have met, and you did not get a very good impression of me the first time, but we have met, and he was like, "Oh, I'll give you a job. You seem like you know what you're doing." I'm like, "I do, more or less." I never know what the fuck I'm doing. Come on now.
I mean, most people go into a job, it's fake it till you make it. Do you know how to work a fryer? Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Not this particular fryer, but a fryer, yes.
Like it was great because like fuck it, I would do like open close, which you know 5 o'clock in the morning until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That's nothing. That's a piece of piss. I've then got the rest of the night to like sleep and get drunk. But that entire time, it was like free coffee. So I
Mm-hmm.
would just sit and make myself coffee after coffee after coffee, and like a 4 hour shift that I ended up doing once. I had like 12 cups of coffee, and it was like proper buzzing. And my boss was like, "Yeah, I think we're gonna like ban you from coffee for now." I'm like, "But, but, but why?" She's like, "12 cups, 4 hours. You need help." I'm like, "I don't need help.
Yes.
That's implying that I have a problem. I don't have a problem. I have a problem now that you're back."
Well, I mean,
Okay, first of all,
it's a lot of coffee, Vinny. That's a
it,
lot of coffee.
it is, but then barista, so it's fine. It worked.
Yeah, I know.
After that,
I have a crippling addiction to coffee and caffeine. Like, there's points that my body gets extremely upset that I don't have enough caffeine in my body. Not that I get headaches, but like my stomach twists and it gets upset. It's like
that's a mood.
so. Normally, if I don't have one of the reasons why I drink energy drinks is because it's drink one of those instead of 5 coffees.
I haven't had an energy drink in like a few days. Holy shit.
Oh no.
I have been drinking a shit ton of coffee though, so that kind
So
of balances out, right?
so being lost in Melbourne at a coffee shop meeting a friend. That's the only time your
Yeah.
parents didn't ever lose you.
Uh, Let me see. I think there was actually one point, but that was more me than my parents,
Oh, don't worry, it
because
was same. Uh,
like so we used to have Woolworths,
yeah, we
which
have
was
it
an
now.
amazing store.
Yeah,
But was it Woolworths, or is it more Australia Woolworths?
I think it's Woolworths. Woolworths. I think it was here, then went to Australia, then went to you.
So our Woolworths wasn't actually like a grocery store.
Yeah.
It's more just like general goods, like CDs, toys,
Oh, okay.
that kind of shit.
Ours was primarily food, well, clothing, and then it went to food. Is it that way?
Ooh.
I think it was clothing then food, and now it's like
Ah.
primarily food. I don't know. It's weird. I'm not an aficionado of what the hell Woolworths does with their time.
I mean, how they choose to spend their time is their choice, and we support it as long as they are ethical.
Eh. Um.
Oh my god. So we were at the pick and mix, just picking stuff up, and I decided I was really, really bored, so I decided I was just gonna wander about the store and look at the toys, because I was like about 5, 6 at the time, something like that.
Yeah, same with my story. That's it. It seems like that is the narrowed in age that you're gonna get lost as a
Yeah,
child because it's like your curiosity. My parents know where I am. They know where I am at all times.
yeah, that's basically how it went. So I just wander off, and next thing I know, I'm wandering about the store for half an hour looking for my mom and dad. My mom and dad are walking about the store as well, and I'm like trying to find them, and they're trying to find me, and we must have just like kept missing each other, and I'm like, fuck.
Hmm.
They eventually found me, and I just sat there, and I'm like, I'm in trouble. Oh boy, I was in a lot of trouble.
I mean, I can imagine.
Mm-hmm. Oh, child. It was. I mean, I got to look at the toys, so do you know what? 6-year-old me was happy.
Yeah. So this was 2001 for me. We went to Disneyland in Florida with Make a
Mm,
Wish.
yeah.
Unfortunately, but fortunately, my sister had leukemia. She's in remission. She survived
We stand a queen.
happily in England. Uh,
There's no happiness in England. Come on now.
she's a little ray of sunshine. Okay, um, she is all the light that is there in England, at least in my eyes. Um,
You're absolutely correct.
yeah. So 5-year-old me being in Disneyland. This is what like 2001 kids dreamed of in America. That was like the biggest thing to do. We're going to Disneyland. Um, and so it was a long flight from South Africa all the way to Florida, and I was 5, so jet lag hit me pretty hard,
Yeah.
and not understanding like the daytime, nighttime, and everything that worked. But yeah, so it was pretty cool. I have a fond memory of going into the cockpit and looking. It was around 2001, and I
Mm,
think it was before September. I don't know. I
mm.
don't remember. But I remember going into the cockpit because, Make a
Oh.
Wish, they bend rules. Um, so we land, and now my parents want to go shopping. I mean, again, this is a big experience for them. They've never been to America. So they go to a mall, and we first drove for about an hour, and we're in this mall now,
Mm.
and everything. It's obviously it's everything's for my sister. It's and I don't remember if we had a guide. I assume we did because you kind of need that person that's like, yeah, we're with Make a Wish, and this is the family thing. I don't remember, but I know we got shuttled around a lot. So I don't
Yeah.
remember if the guide is there or not. But we go into this clothing store with like big coats. I imagine a thrift shop. That's what I have a small memory of. It was like a smallish store, fur coats, all kinds of things. And my mom's looking through the stuff. My dad's looking through the stuff. I go, and I've mentioned many times on the trip, I'm tired. I want to sleep. And they're like, we'll get to Disneyland soon. We'll get to Disneyland soon. It was like on the way.
Yeah.
So I decide I'm just going to go take a nap in a bunch of fur coats.
Just as you do.
Yeah, just as
You
I
know,
do. I'm like,
fabulous.
my parents know where I am. Somebody saw me, whatever. I told them I was going to go sleep. They know where I am. Does this not
I
only
mean,
cause panic throughout the mall that this little blonde South African boy is lost in America? And
sold off.
yeah, and this is like a Make a Wish family. And like recently, I mean, it's a bit sadistic, yes, but imagine that as a headline. Make a Wish family loses healthy child in American mall. Later loses other child. It's like they come to America with like this last hope push to to let the kid live the fullest, highest life possible. Unfortunately, dies. Loses other kid on trip. Imagine
It's
being
like,
the handler. If you're the handler of this family, and then they lose the other kid, and you're like, oh fuck.
I mean, you would literally just sit there like, well, you've still got the other one. You're fine.
Yeah.
Also, one, I would like to point out that is classy as fuck, deciding to fall asleep in some fur coats.
Yeah.
Yes, queen. The other thing is, I actually got lost in a party city in LA. Like, I legit, I flew out to LA, meeting up with some friends. It was great, and we ended up going to Party City to pick up supplies over New Year.
Mm-hmm.
And like I obviously we don't have like Party City in the UK, so we're just like, we're boring. We don't have that kind of shit.
Yeah, but
So I'm
it's like that all over the world. It's like a small store that does all these basic things. America's like, so we have everything.
oh yeah, oh yeah, this one in particular. Holy shit. I get distracted by something really shiny, you know me.
Yes,
That's the
Mockingjay Brain,
that
yeah.
that's the MMO coming out. So I
The
get
ads,
distracted,
yeah.
I walk off. I don't have ads, you have ads. This is why you're dope attack. So I walk away and I'm like, "Ooh, shiny, shiny everything, everything's great, everything's amazing." My pal decided to like leave the store and got in the car and sat and waited and just I had no idea where the fuck I was. I'm like trying to fucking find him and I'm like looking about and I was fucking 28 at the time and I got lost. 28 years old, lost in a party city. That is mildly embarrassing.
I mean,
God.
understandable.
I mean, to be fair, there was a lot of shiny stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm not at fault here. This is
Yeah.
Party City's fault. Don't have that much shiny stuff where I can see it.
We also ended up going to like sticking to that and parties and sticking with Disneyland. We ended up going to Disneyland in in Paris as well.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was a fun trip. Um, so we land and we're checking in, and you know the Yosemite Sam like esque bandito hat with two guns.
Uh-huh.
So now this whole thing, cowboys, that it interested me. So the guy's like just there. He's like the guy that what's it? An entertainer. That's the word. Much like a hooker on a pole, he is doing his job to the best of his ability. And his costume.
Getting his best life.
Yes, yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, I just compared people in mascot outfits like Mickey Mouse and Goofy and them as to exotic dancers because they're entertainers. Um,
We support we fully support sex workers in this house, yes, ma'am.
yeah.
Mhm.
So I stole his hat.
Oh, that did not go the way I thought that was gonna go. That went a better way.
Oh, I was a little shit. I just did things. I just took his hat and ran away, and the fucking receptionist is laughing at it because I guess they knew each other like really personally, not just they work together.
Oh,
Because
they were totally
he's like in all this super in character. You can't do anything wrong, and then the 7-year old's like, "Cool, I'm taking this kid. Bye."
this is mine now. I rock this look, okay? You Oh my god. I'm trying to forget.
I
Trying
have
to think of
many I have many things like that in my life where I was just a little shit.
Yeah, but to be fair, like that's what's supposed to be happening. Like that's what boys will be boys means, just having fun, not being an arsehole. And
Yeah.
that is having fun. I said it. I'll take a load of flack for it, but I said it. Oh fuck. Have you have you seen any of the new Resident Evil stuff?
Video games or movies?
Oh yeah, I forgot they're rebooting the movies, aren't they?
Oh yeah. I saw
I
the last
forgot
one
about that.
where everybody's freaking out and using quarters as quarter rolls in the shotgun. I'm just like, well, that's cool.
Oh yeah, yeah, I like that one. I'm not sure on the science behind that.
No, it
I was
works.
very much.
It works.
Does it?
Mm,
Ah,
I think Mythbusters proved that it works. It's not like super effective as it was, But a roll of quarters can be fired out of a shotgun per se at a lethal speed.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm
Because
happy I know the science behind that now.
yeah, I mean, so long as you set it up properly, I guess, with like a charge and everything functions, all you're doing is making it bigger shrapnel that goes out of the smooth ball barrel.
Yeah, that would not do that much damage.
It was still lethal. I mean, it's coins going at velocity, so
Oh yeah, absolutely. But wouldn't
but
be as brutal.
with I've watched the games. I only ever played Resident Evil 4. The when they did their first remaster of it on PS2.
Oh god, they really went ham on the remasters for that.
I mean, it was a good one.
I will admit it is. I do like 4. It's not my favorite, but I do
Double
like 4.
slash for snakes. Double slash for snakes.
Yeah, that I like. I always ended up forgetting that, and I don't like.
it's
Oh,
like it's
it
like
would do my head
either you remember, and it's one of the things I learned from Michael from Rooster Teeth watching the videos. It's either you remember to double slash or you know where all the fucking snakes are.
I can remember where a good few of them are. Does
yeah,
that count?
and he, like he remembers where they all are, but he still double slashes no matter what because I'm not risking it. You know, I don't remember 100% if there's a snake in there or not. I know 100% of the time for double slash it's dead.
This is true. This is very true.
It's like Crash. It's like 99% of the time when they put a group of boxes, there's no TNT. Like in the first one. And then there's one level that does it, and then it's PTSD from there.
Oh god, yeah, that was like instant PTSD.
Every
Oh my
Crash, you're
god.
always like, did they put a nitro in the middle of this one? And then they do in the second one. It irritates me.
I mean, as a speedrunner, I would imagine that would irritate you.
Pretty much, yeah. But I mean, when you're speedrunning any percent, you skip it, so it doesn't really matter. So you were
Yeah.
gonna ask about Resident Evil?
Yes. Have you seen the latest trailer?
No, I haven't, unfortunately.
Y- You need to get on that. We are standing the hat lady.
The Hat
Like
Lady.
she oh yeah. Like bitch, you need to see this bitch. Oh my god, she's a queen. Let me see. Let me
Yeah,
see.
the last Resident Evil thing that I've looked into. You know Mr. X.
Yeah.
So because Capcom owns both licenses to Monster Hunter and Resident Evil, they put in Mr. X to change your quest giver lady. I forget her name. So it's just
Oh
Mr.
yeah.
X, but they don't change the female animation.
Oh god.
So it's an effeminate
Oh
Mr.
no.
X, like reacting to the whole game.
Oh my god, yes. I'm so here for this. Okay, I am literally about to send you this, so you will see
And
why
like their hands together, leg kicked out, like super anime pose, and it's just Mr. X, and you're just like, what the fuck?
Resident Evil, because it's like it's at the 25th anniversary of Resident Evil.
Yeah.
They are doing a crossover with The Division. That's all I know about that. I just saw it and I'm like, oh, I did not enjoy The Division, so I'm not
I
going to
was
read
about
it.
to say it's like yucky.
Division, it could have been really, really good. It really could
Well,
have been.
the Division was good. The Division 2, eh.
I did enjoy the first one, and it put me off the second one, so I didn't play the second one.
Yeah, I mean, from what I've learned from playing Warframe, you need to find
Hmm.
the right balance of making things bullet sponges, but having the right weapons to deal with them.
Yeah.
So it's like Warframe. A lot of it comes down to if you feel like, oh, it's so grindy, you know, it's like either you have the wrong mods or the wrong weapon or the wrong setup.
Just
Like,
everything is always the wrong thing.
yeah, because
Mm-mm.
there's people that do ridiculous things in Warframe. That never
Oh yeah.
really happened in the Division. It was going to this mission and guys, this is gonna be a grind.
Like I enjoy grinding. This is not news. Take that as you will. But that was just way too much of a grind.
Yeah, but I think some of it comes into play when everybody knows what a gun does relatively. You know,
Yeah,
they know
point zero.
the bang, it hits something, and generally they go down after one shot. You know, depending
Typically, yeah.
where it hits, body armor, factoring all couple of things. So where I when you make a game based on what's current and what's we see from today, it's very hard to be like, this is the damage value of it. That's like, here's a 50 cal sniper, does less damage than this 9 millimeter Uzi somehow in the game, and you're like, but that's a 50 cal. What the fuck?
A
you
50
know,
cal will make your head explode like a fucking goddamn watermelon.
watermelon on a Japanese beach in summer. Yes. but but I think that was one of its big downfalls, is that they didn't they didn't be like, cool, here's the set of guns, these are the good guns. And if I was them, I'd be like, cool, ammo and more enemies would be a better way to go about it than spongier enemies. Because
Mm,
if they go down quickly, but there's big groups, that encourages team play, because a single player can get overwhelmed really, really hard. You got too many people surrounding you, firing grenades, all kinds of weird weapons. It just seems like more enemies with less health would be better than, obviously you still need like a big bullet sponge every once in a while. There's nothing wrong with that.
yeah,
But it's like, eventually they all become bullet sponges. And
yeah.
I don't, it's like a personal preference. I'd rather have to shoot 20,000 goblins and one goblin king, instead of 500 goblin kings, and I'm sitting there like, god damn, why won't they die?
You could just say Vermintide.
No, things die pretty fast in that game.
Exactly, it's perfect, except from the big fuckers.
But even they die quick if you know what you're doing. But that's the thing. Division
Yeah,
doesn't
just aim
have
for
that. It's like, oh, I got this super rare desert eagle that one shots bosses. And if you don't
that.
have that, it's like, cool, enjoy using your 50 cal sniper same round relatively. Or, oh, look at this 9mm pistol that does more damage than this. And I'm just like, instead of that, do the rarities, but either chambered in different rounds equals different, like, level of quality, or even if the quality is a little bit better, like, this is a finely tuned 50 cal, does 10% more damage. This is
Yeah,
a, epically tuned, does 15%. Yeah, you can still mess with numbers and have legendary loot and shit like that,
yeah.
but you can tweak it that it's a little bit more, finite. It doesn't like, oh, you got this super epic weapon, everything's easy now. Because I'm also not a big fan of that.
No, like, I'm never a huge fan of that. Like, I feel like MMOs do that perfectly. It's kind of a poor comparison. But, like, your best in slot on WoW or your best in slot on 14, they're the
I
best
think I think
weapons.
14's a better example, because WoW can get crazy with, oh, you got this trinket equipped, absolute ridiculous damage. Oh, you don't have that trinket equipped, yeah, okay, damage.
Yeah,
But
well,
those are like the end game modifiers, and finding them in best in slot, min maxing and shit like that comes into play. But I think with 14 they got it done. It's like, okay, your stats and numbers change a little bit, doesn't really affect anything.
yeah, the only thing, like, as a healer, the only thing that I need to worry about is, like, well, aside from keeping you alive, because, gotta keep the tanks alive. The only thing I actually have to worry about is making sure I don't run out of MP so that I can keep you alive, and the fact that, I don't have to worry about armor too much because it's like, okay, all I need is to increase this one particular stat.
Yeah.
This one particular stat, mine stat, means that I can give baller heals, and it's amazing. But like I feel like just a couple tweaks here and there is a good thing. But if it's like, oh, this is the legendary weapon, it one shots everything ever forever, it ruins the entire fabric of space time. That needs to stop. Like
Yeah,
that really has to stop.
it happens with some classes. It's like, this weapon makes arms warrior. It happened in the last expansion. It was a weapon that caused a bleed effect, and almost all the classes got it. So paladins and things would get it too. But it's like, okay, cool. This would make Fury better because you can get 2 of them and then double proc, and that's like, okay,
Uh,
cool. Even when that item level for that weapon was outclassed by other things, people still went to it
yeah,
because of that one item on it. And it didn't break the game. It maybe gave you a little bit more DPS than what you would have. And
mm,
that's okay. That's like, hey, look at this item, it's got a little bit of flavor. But there used to be one that had such ridiculous stats that people would get it, and even though there's like 100 eye level lower, like a trinket,
yeah.
it's like, hey, that guys, this shouldn't work, but it does. This needs to be fixed.
This is the new meta.
Yeah.
That,
And
that really
that's what
annoys
it's like
me.
in the division. It's like, oh, you got this super legendary gun, cool, you're gonna have fun. Oh, you don't have that gun? Enjoy grinding, bro.
Have fun with that.
Yeah.
Get it, girl. Yes. Just it's just really weird. I'm not a huge fan of it. Also, you might want to check your phone for Hat Lady.
Hat lady.
Yeah, I sent you a picture of Hat Lady, and you'll understand why we stand.
Is this a new movie or video game?
That's a new video game,
Okay, it's not gonna look that good. I'm not gonna get myself disappointed on this.
but I- you can tell why we are standing. She is a queen, and yeah, it's not gonna look that good, but
I already look at it and I'm like, that's cinema quality. It ain't gonna look that
yeah,
good.
but that's what they always do. They always like make it look absolutely beautiful and amazing and blah blah blah. But then the actual game comes
Cyberpunk.
out. Drag them. I mean,
Ah, fuck.
the
Someone at
fact.
the place that I work took a week off work to play Cyberpunk.
Oh, that's a yikes.
Oh yeah, the disappointment.
I'm not
Like
being
I
funny, but it says a lot when the fucking head of the company is like, yeah, okay, like we're really, really sorry.
Yeah, but those are business decisions. That's not what I'm mad about. They could have just ignored PS4. They shouldn't have ever put it on there. They should have just left it for PS5. Just out of a pure choice, because they wouldn't have had any of these issues. Their
I
slight
know, I
amount of
agree.
greed to get the previous console completely screwed them over. Um, it should have been
I think
a PS5, Xbox, well, new Xbox. I forget what it's called.
uh X
Yeah,
S.
yeah, it should have been exclusive to those and PC, and they wouldn't have had any of these problems. They would have lost out on sales, sure. They wouldn't have had to explain themselves that things of bugs and stuff were in the game, and it would have been better received. My issue is things like you can go to a corner of a room, and
Uh-huh.
I know people don't like the GTA comparisons and things like that, but I'm just saying, like, cops to cops. You'll go to a corner and start like a whole. You want to do like a last stand. Even like in Red Dead, you want to go to a corner and just kill a whole bunch of people and just
Yeah.
keep killing and killing and killing and see how long you last. This game,
It sounds
cops,
like advice.
yeah, they'll just spawn behind you. Like you could be at a dead
Yeah.
end. There's no way they could spawn. They'll just spawn behind you. It's like
Oh yeah.
not even Payday level does that. They at least drop from the roof, and there's like logic from where they come from. There's a good example,
Yeah.
Payday. It's like if you want to do that, cool, make them drop from the ceiling or some shit. But you go to a corner of the map where there's no way they can come behind. They're there, even behind the fence. They're there. shooting you. And it's
Of
like, okay.
course.
But then these same cops, if you get in a car, completely useless. They can't chase you. If you're in a
Oh
car, the
yeah.
game they become redundant.
Well, I mean,
You
yeah,
just drive
redundant
away,
anyway.
and then the cop's like, "Oh man, we can't get him."
So you mean they're
That's
neutral then? They sit there thinking, "Ah, fuck it, let them go. We'll go get donuts." I'm gonna have to end up just bleeping everything I fucking say at this point,
yeah. At this point, yeah,
huh?
yeah. Because I had a discussion with someone. It's like I don't mind if, like, through a story mission, you can't get cops. You know, you're doing the story. If it's not intended for cops to be there, they're not there.
Yeah.
Cool. I 100% understand that. But if you're gonna go around driving over 14-year-old kids in the game,
I mean, that is a choice.
yeah, there's well, I say 14, they're like 10. So there's like two ages in the game. There's adult, and then there's a 10-year-old, and that's it.
And 9 times out of 10, it's only the one 10-year-old that's walking about.
Yeah, but like even their choice to how they're gonna generate things, it's so small. Like they're doing it so that there's not so many people on screen, but it feels like there's so many people on screen. So if you
Yeah.
turn around, the people behind you disappear. And I'm like, that's
Do you know
cool
what
in
I
the
think?
sense that everyone's a simulation around you, but
Yeah.
why not just have less people, make it more defined, and those people are there for a longer time? Because it seems more realistic that I turn and I look down and that redhead lady is still walking down the street. Then I turned around and now there's two redhead ladies across the street that look the same, and the lady I was looking at faded out of existence like Thanos snapped his fucking fingers, and nearly her fucking fingers, but his fucking fingers. Um, Thanos snapping like a queen.
Yes.
No context. That must be cut into like the beginning 15 seconds.
Oh,
Thanos
I'll do
snapping
that. Don't
like a
even.
queen. And the
Just like stomping the fucking runway, like, yeah.
yes. And I just sit there and I'm like, it, it, you made such a good game which had such an in-depth story and characters around it with your Witcher games. And I understand,
Mm,
like, from a game perspective, working in the field, I understand what they tried to do, but I don't
mm.
get the execution, if you understand what I mean. It's like, cool, you wanted to make it feel like a very full city. There's no flying cars.
It's over ambition. Like,
I
they
don't, I
wanted to
don't,
do it with all of
I don't
this,
think,
and it was like, okay.
I don't think it was over ambition. I think
It,
it was,
I,
okay, this is done, move on to the next task. And they didn't really get critique they wanted to hear. They got people like, yeah, this looks really, really cool. You know, I think maybe they just had a bad set of testers. They were like, oh, look at this city, everything looks so cool. There's so many people. And it's like, yeah, that's cool. I don't like that they disappear in like 2 seconds. Oh, that's a rendering thing. I'm like, well, then change it because that's somebody didn't sit there and be like, well, that's stupid. I don't think
yeah.
they just had somebody that was like, yeah, no, that's stupid. I think in their own company, they fell into the hype. They were like, yeah, this is
Oh,
going
yeah.
to be the most amazing game ever. And they were so excited about everything that happened. Everything sounded like a good idea. And then it gets released, and they're like, oh, fuck. They're kind of right. That's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Because that's also one of the reasons why the PlayStations have so much time rendering, so much, the PS4s have such a terrible time dealing with how that game works, is because it has to render people again and again and again and bring them up. So it messes with the textures and then brings them forward and doesn't read them properly. That's why it all looked like PS1 graphics.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but
I
that.
missed the PS1.
Yeah, that's why I played the crap out of Crash Bash, and all of that. I still have those game covers and games on my shelf.
Okay, but Crash Bash is legit
I'm
amazing.
waiting. I'm waiting for them to remaster Crash Bash.
Give us Crash Bash, you fucking cowards. I will throw hands until we get a remastered Crash Bash. Let's go.
Oh,
God, that
this
was my shit. It's 'cause it's fucked.
I love how whenever you try to recreate a sound, it never ever sounds exactly like it.
Yeah,
You're like,
I don't
that
even
was the
bother.
chair,
I'm just
guys. Listen. And then nothing happens. You're like, oh, shit.
like, okay, I look sketchy now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I
Nah,
love
it's 'cause it's chair
one of
scuffed.
the big controversies for like when they brought back Spyro and Crash. So in Spyro they removed the guns that the Norks had and like
Oh
the end
yeah,
levels to paintballs, and I'm like, personally, don't care. It actually suits it more. It's like a
yeah,
flavor choice. It suits it more. But the whole thing of removing guns, and the same company worked on Crash, like they helped. But
yeah.
then Pinstripe still has a Tommy gun.
See, it's like 4 kids. You knew I was gonna be bringing up 4 kids when you brought up guns and removal of them. It's like 4 kids. Yu-Gi-Oh! Prime example. The scene where Kaiba's getting chased by the goons on, is it Battle Island? With Pegasus? I think it is.
Is this Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah.
Okay. I heard the
You
names and
just
my brain's like, you know that. Yeah, 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 yeah.
I can
My
feel the
brain's like
difference.
Kaiba, and my brain's like Pegasus. Yeah, yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh. Let's go. I'm on board. Guess the main character.
Tia, obviously.
Yeah, no, no, that's an 1800-year-old man inside of a child's body, but yeah. Uh, main
The
character, yeah.
4 kids removed all of the guns and changed so much of the dub. And it just looks fucking hilarious. Like, you watch the original and you're like, okay, yeah, this is believable, more or less. It's totally not, but you know. And then you look at the 4K version and you're like, what did you do?
Yeah, and
Did you just
I understand that, because it's like looking looking at Spyro, you can change that and it doesn't matter. But then
yeah.
you see they have muskets in one of the levels. The people have
Yeah.
muskets and cannons. And I'm like, okay, why is that okay? But the minigun's not okay. It's like, if you want to change one, you got to change the other. And yes, it's like a trumpet on the end of the thing that the guy shoots through. Still a gun. So it's like
Yeah.
that whole stand of, we wanted to take guns off the game. I'm like, no, you should have been a man and been like, this wasn't an artistic choice. We were like, no, we just think paintball guns suited better. And to be honest, yeah, they're right. They're right. It does look better
Oh
with
yeah.
paintball guns. And it's
So
like,
I decided my why did I do this?
why'd you do what?
I decided to look up like some ways that Yu-Gi-Oh's been changed, and the first thing that comes up is Screen Rant. 15 ways Yu-Gi-Oh was changed or censored in America. Number 15, shrinking
Number
the Dark
15.
Magician.
Burger King foot lettuce. Number 14. Yugi doesn't use.
Shrinking the Dark Magician girl's chest. That is
That
literally.
okay. That sounds like the most un-American thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, that was the thing.
No, but everything's bigger in Texas. Everything America big, and they shrank. No, that's like the most un-American thing I've ever heard.
Yeah,
They were like,
yeah.
nah, Japan, too much boob.
Number 12 is the finger guns.
Oh my god. Pew
Oh
pew.
my god. I'm living for this. What else?
Yeah,
The
but
creepy teacher.
I remember something about, there was something that used finger guns and then somebody used a real gun anyway. So it's not like that helps.
Uh, oh yeah, they changed Harpy Lady.
They changed what?
The Harpy sisters. They
Uh,
covered them up.
well, understandable. They're hags. Um, fuck
I
this.
mean, you're right. My Valentine. Stupid slut. They changed all the angels to fairies for whatever.
Oh god, I don't know why. This was the
Yeah, I know
2000s,
why.
wasn't it? Like 2003.
About that, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
reasons. Um
we won't get into that. Panda abuse. What? Don't you abuse panda? I will end you.
don't worry, I'll just change all your cards to fairies.
I'm really, really angry about this. Don't you dare come for panda.
I don't
I
dare
will
you look at
end
Panda,
you.
he's sitting on a chair.
Is he being a slug?
He's being a hobo snail.
Oh, ho, 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 my baby. Oh. The rest of it was just sucky. But like the finger gun thing was hilarious. I'm like, this just doesn't look right at all. What is it? Why?
Yeah, but that's like changing something, but it's like everybody still knows.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Because let me tell you, when you play cops and robbers and you didn't have a toy gun, what did you do?
oh, finger gun, absolutely. I mean,
So
I could fucking
if a kid has a basic understanding of what the fuck a cop and a robber is, and they finger gun shooting each other already, and they're children, they could put two and
yeah,
two together. It really doesn't matter at that point when they already understand. Bang bang is a gun anyway. So when they see finger
yeah.
guns, they're like pew pew pew. It's the same, same, but different.
I mean, if I'm having that, I am 29 years old, right? If I'm having a bad time with stuff, I will finger gun. Someone asks me how I'm doing, I'm like, I'm really depressed, finger guns. Or I'll walk out of the room finger gunning. I still do that. I'm almost 30. What is wrong with me? What's right with me, actually? That's a better question. Oh, we ain't got time for that, girl. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Yeah, censor anything needs to be censored, like finger guns. Um,
Unnecessary censorship.
it's like after you hear finger guns, you just chime in. It's like, so we decided to censor finger guns just because every time we brought up finger guns, we thought it would be funny to censor finger guns.
Oh my god, we totally should. Yes, I am going to do that.
So it's just guns.
I'm so gonna do that.
You know, whenever guns and
Oh my god, yeah. I'm gonna do that. I'm actually gonna do that.
so did you play Yu-Gi-Oh! Pokemon as a kid? Like the card game?
I actually played both,
Oh
believe it
shit.
or not. I had a shiny Charizard.
I think
I also had
I
the
have I have
shiny
all
Moltres.
I have the shiny for what's the guy you have to build all 5 pieces and summon him?
Exodia.
Yeah, I have a shiny Exodia. It's in Portuguese, but I
I'm
have a
gonna
shiny Exodia.
I am gonna see if I can find. I think I saved this, but it's very not safe for work. So people have decided to make Exodia a complete bottom,
Hmm.
and you know how that goes. I can tell you right now, you know how that looks. Oh, hello, keeper. Oh, I can't find it. Fuck it, I'll look for it later. But oh my god, I laughed so hard because it's just Exodia with his legs in the air, and I'm like, oh my god, who did this?
Yeah, but
Who
that's
did
that's
this?
that's like the League of Legends things when you when you purposely choose champions between each other that like the panels mix. Like
Yeah.
somebody chooses Lucian and then it's Lulu with her broom. Like so she's holding on to Lucian's dick.
I mean,
Because they were just at the right height. I remember it's like that was one of the good ones.
Like, I will hold my hands up and I will proudly admit I have never actually played League of Legends.
Well, I guess you're lucky then. Great game.
Wow, can you sound any more depressed?
It was an
Oh
absolute
wow.
struggle. I was a Pantheon main.
Oh, did I hit a nerve?
No, not really. It
Good.
just reminded me too much of Dota and when I played that in South Africa professionally. It,
Okay, but
it's just so toxic. Like, it's the same reason why I quit CSGO. It's just,
it's
like, you could be
all
like,
just like
dude, you need to
toxic.
work on, you know, you need to work on your listening, you need to work on this particular thing. It's like, I'm not saying I wasn't like that at a point. I used to, and I used to pile on with my friends. But I learned it would
Well,
be
yeah,
better that I take and I say, hey, dude, work on this, work on that, work on that. You can get better. Because then he'll get better. And then if we ever have him in a team again and he gets better or becomes even better than us somehow, then he's always like, yeah, this dude helped me. I helped other people. And you build a better community. I mean, like,
exactly.
there's a fine line between toxic and funny, and people ride that line
Yeah,
hard.
some people think they're being funny, but are
Yeah,
actually just toxic as fuck.
yeah.
Looking at you, Twitch.
I'm normally I'm normally extremely toxic, but that's only after. It's like a reactive thing.
Yeah.
So when somebody's like, "Oh, I'm gonna open the door," I'm like, "Nah, bitch, I'm gonna kick that thing open. Let's go." That's like he opens the door and it's just as that plays, it's just FBI, open up.
It's like, so I actually had an experience with this a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
I was doing the Rabanaster raids on 14, and
Okay,
this
hold
guy
up,
was like,
hold up. My dirty mind in that name. Rabbit ass rate. It's a rubbing ass rates.
"Kyle."
I want to log into
Oh.
Final 14 just to ask, is anybody queuing for the rubbing ass rate?
Oh my.
Just because I know people are going to be sitting there. I hate myself that I know what you're talking about.
Oh my
It's like
god.
starting new group for rubbing ass raid, but yeah, rubbing ass raid.
Fuck. We had the we had this dancer, because obviously, dancer, everybody has to play dancer for whatever reason.
Mm.
Um,
Except me, I'll never play it. Yeah.
I mean, I'll play dancer happily. Uh, the dancer was like, "I'm really, really sorry." He kept wiping, like not well. He didn't wipe the group. He just kept dying.
Yeah.
And I kept rezzing him, and he was like, "I'm so sorry. I'm so, so sorry. I'm so bad at this. I've never done this before, blah, 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 blah." And everyone's like, "For fuck's sake, blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, "Hey, don't worry about it. You're doing good. Just don't stand in the orange shit. You'll be great." And I kept being like so positive to him, while everybody else was being such a fucking asshole. And I'm like, where's the need? He's openly admitted he's never done this before. Where's the need?
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like WoW is very much the same in that regard. If if a guy admits that he doesn't know what he's doing or he's never done it, people are chill. Uh,
Oh yeah.
like bar the occasional d hole that's like, all I do is sweat Dorito juice and fucking drink Mountain Dew and play World of Warcraft, even though I've never played it professionally in my life. Type of dude. He will
Mm.
rage and rant that he can't get his 15 extra gold in the freaking raid 2 minutes earlier. Um,
I mean, you're right.
and bitch and complain about numbers, and I'll be like, cool, get on my main and duel him and kick his ass with 300 ping. Literally shaming him. But like I don't understand in that it is so much better to be like, hey, this is how you do it, listen to this. If they stop and they don't listen to the advice and they're like, no, I know what I'm doing, and they keep wiping, cool, then I'm like, cool. Blacklist, don't want to talk to you. Die.
I have literally you have seen this in action. If someone has decided to ignore the advice, I have literally left them dead. I refuse. I'm like, we can deal without that fucking DPS. If you're gonna just like be a dick and not
you talking
listen
about
to
a
advice.
certain ninja that didn't even know he was using the abilities.
Oh, was that not the fucking bard?
No, it was a
No, it was
ninja.
the ninja.
Yeah, and
The
I'm
ninja
sitting
was a
there.
little bitch.
What is that thing called when it powers up? The name eludes me.
Uh, Limit break.
Yeah. So just to give you context, so he was like, "Who's limit breaking? Who's limit breaking?" And it was the bard, because obviously the ninja wanted to be the cool guy that limit breaks. So he didn't
Oh,
know what the hell
wait.
was going on. So I'm like, I limit braked, being the paladin tank. Tanks should never limit break.
Like,
I was being
so,
attacked by a Karen, and I'm just like, there's actually fights that require limit breaks from tanks, but you know,
see,
I
I was
wasn't
gonna bring
limit
that up
breaking.
because I was gonna bring that up because of Seat of Sacrifice, you have to tank limit break, otherwise it's a wipe. So I'm wondering if he's still got that same point of view, or if he's now like,
Definitely.
okay, maybe tanks should limit break. Because like the Seat of Sacrifice, halfway through, you have to tank LB. Otherwise, you go right back to the fucking start, and it's a whole fucking thing. And I'm not doing it again because Jesus Christ. But I wonder if he's
Yeah,
still sitting there, like,
we even used it in the trials. In the thing, I used it and it saved us at one time because we were both super
yeah,
fucked up, and I limit broke, and we were okay.
yeah, we were like really fucked up because like I kept having to fucking res, and I'm like,
Yeah,
I
like
don't have the MP for this.
yeah, you went MP. The other person died. It was me at DPS and you were like out of MP, and I was like, limit break. So that gave
Oh, it
everybody
was so
enough
good though.
tankiness that you could replenish enough MP. And like, I mean, highly situational, fucking highly situational. Very rare that that ever happens, but
Oh yeah.
still happen. There's many a time that I sit there staring at a DPS and I want to kick them in the chest, like, limit break. You can kill this
I mean,
thing quickly. End it.
I I just look at some of the DPS and I'm like, who let you out? Who's are you lost? Do you need your mummy? Let's go find her. Let's go find her, darling. Come on. I'm like, oh god.
Yeah.
Like I say that, but then I will gladly like hold my hands up and say I have my moments as a healer where I'm absolutely fucking
Trash.
godlike. This is bitch.
I have my moments when I fuck up as a tank.
Yeah, we all have our moments where we fuck up left, right, and
That's what
center.
I
But
thought you
you
were
do
gonna
know
say. I
what?
have my moments when I'm trash.
I mean, I am generally trash, but
Oh,
we all have those moments.
that reminds me of a cut video, the cut. They recently like put boyfriends, like exes, like ex-boyfriends and shit together. And there's
Oh,
this gay couple, and
hmm.
the one guy, oh, so why did we break up? I think you think I'm trash, and I think you're an idiot. And I was just like, tea.
Girl, we spilling tea right now. Hmm. Who made
Like,
this delicious?
there's another one. This is guy, this girl, this guy's named Jericho. The chick introduces herself, and the guy's like, "Hi, I'm Jericho." He is done. He doesn't even want to be there. But
Wow.
I mean, this is the thing. They know what they're doing. They know it's getting clicks.
Oh
They know
yeah.
but it's like all people that were like in relationships previously and why they broke up. And all of that. And I'm just like, why? Why would you come out here and air this shit? Out of everything, you decided this was a good idea. Because it's going to affect your life in some way. People will figure out who you are. I guess for some people, it might make them famous because there's this one guy that just, I kissed someone because I respect you. And I was like, what?
Ooh. So
Yeah.
for some reason, I'm still on the work group chat, and there's like there's stuff kicking off, and I'm like,
Ooh, that's
oh, give
fun.
me the tea. Yeah, someone accepted a dodgy check at the post office.
Rip.
Mm-hmm.
One of the other good cut videos that I saw, um, this guy was, it was like, you blind date was, I think, the whole thing. And he meets this chick, and
Yeah.
she's not into him. She's like a little back and forth. They're just not blending well. But this guy handles rejection like a king, like an absolute
Mm-hmm.
king. And like one of the
Mm-hmm.
questions that she asked him, so it's like, what social apps are you on? And he's like, yeah, Grinder.
Bitch.
She doesn't click. She doesn't click. You hear the directors and the editors or whatever, whoever they have there, start pissing themselves laughing because they clicked. Like
Bitch.
he just starts mentioning like gay apps, like the gay dating apps, and straight
Ooh,
over this chick's
child.
head, doesn't ever mention it, and that was like the attitude he took. He was like, "Oh,
Wow.
I see you're not into me, so I'm just gonna troll."
King, you drop this. Here you go. You wear that crown.
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh,
Oh, fuck. I'd like, so I'm kind of like really, really happy that, I don't have to be on that kind of shit anymore. I'm like,
uh,
honestly, that kind of that Grinder in particular is just the worst.
I wouldn't know.
It is. Oh no, you fucking hero.
Yeah.
It is the absolute worst. I can tell you that. Like,
Yeah,
oh my
most
god.
of those dating apps are the purpose of sex. Um,
Oh no, 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 no. Right, see, when I can finally fucking travel again, I'm coming over and I will show you what it is like.
I don't want to see what it's like in Grinder. Then I'll remember those people and I'll be like, "Haha, you're on Grinder."
Trust me, trust me. That is like another reason why I had to leave my work. The amount of people that would come out and be like, "You're on Grinder, you're on Grinder, you're married and you're on Grinder." Ooh, bitch. See the amount of times though. It's like, yeah, no, I'm gonna. And then I ended up, you know, going on a date with Chris and went on the second one, going on the third one.
Yeah. That whole
Yeah.
the whole Get 'em King thing just reminds me of a video I saw where they're bitching about alimony, that now women are paying alimony for men, and because they're the breadwinner and they the same law and they're calling it manimony. Uh, it's still alimony. It's just you're the breadwinner, so you need to support the husband that has had this gap in their work life because it's hard for him to get a job. That's the whole purpose of this. So they don't understand why they need to get it, and it's like all the same questions that men have been asking. It's like, yeah, I don't get why I
Mm.
need to pay that much. And in the comments, like those are the things I like to see in the comments because I will read the comments of those videos because people have the best comebacks and like the sassiest thing. And it's just somebody's like, yeah, get your coins, king. And I'm like, yes. Like grab your
It's
bag,
equality.
sis. The whole same attitude. Like, nah, you must take her for everything she's worth.
It's equality.
I know, but that's what kills me. Is like I read those comments and I'm like, general. like the silent majority. That's what we think. That shit's funny. It's like if that's what the law says, oh well. You know, the law could be
Yeah,
wrong, and if we change it, we change it for both sides because, you know, as Bill Burr said a while back, it was okay to hit a woman with a broom handle. That used to be legal. So
I mean, unfortunately, yes. But you know, it's equality. Treat each other equally.
yeah,
If a bitch
women should
wants
have
to
been
fight,
women should have been able to hit a man with a bat, just because, you know, bigger
yeah,
man hit him with a bat, he hit you with a broom handle. Love, equality. No, I'm joking. That's a terrible idea. Um, hey, you got you. I think that's a good place
oh
to
my
end it.
god. Yeah.
Fuck.